It's that time of year again where everyone's attention turns to the things that truly matter in life. And of course, I'm talking about giving and receiving holiday gifts. Now, whether you are looking for some great ideas for the special arcade enthusiast in your life, or you're looking for some hints to drop for what you want other people to get for you, Overtime Arcade has you covered. So last year we did a more traditional holiday gift guide idea video. We had about 40 different ideas, mostly of tools that I use all the time when I'm restoring and repairing arcade games like the ones you see behind me. This year we're going to do things a little bit different in a couple of ways. First of all, we're mixing it up. We're going to do 7 different categories of 5 items each, plus a bonus idea for a total of 36 ideas for gifts that you can give to others or ask for yourself. Those 5 categories are 5 essential tools that I use all the time in virtually all of my projects, 5 tools that are new to me this year that I've got a lot of utility out of, 5 of my favorite arcade vendors, which is potentially going to be a controversial category based on who I don't include, 5 of my favorite makers of reproduction arcade parts, 5 tools that are on my wish list. So these are things that I don't currently have, but I'm hoping to get at some point. So these are things that I'm asking for from Santa this year. 5 great places to get arcade apparel, things you can wear that are arcade themed. 5 great places for arcade memorabilia and stocking stuffers, and we've got that bonus idea at the end of this video. The other thing we're doing that's a little bit different is, if you're watching this right now, you're only getting the preview. So the full video of all 36 ideas is only available exclusively to Overtime Arcade channel members. The general public, including yourself, if you're watching this right now, you're only going to get my top idea from each of the different categories and the bonus idea at the end, of course, for a total of 8. But you're missing out on 24 great ideas, again, that are only available to, that video is only for Overtime Arcade channel members. If you're interested in learning more about that, click that join button down below. Basically, it costs $1.99 a month, which works out to about 7 cents a day. You get access to some really amazing perks that are exclusively available only to Overtime Arcade channel members, including the full version of this video. So at the end, we're going to have a little bit of more information about what it means to become an Overtime Arcade channel member. And so if you like this free preview, think about becoming a member and getting access to the full thing. So without further ado, why don't we head out to the garage and get started? Let's go!
Overtime!
All right, our first category is 5 essential tools that I can't live without. And admittedly, these are all tools that you saw in last year's gift guide video. And don't worry, these are the only 5 that are repeats. All 31 other ideas are brand new, but it's because you see these tools in almost every project, almost every video that I do, and I absolutely can't live without them, and I think they should be essential for anyone doing arcade repair or restoration work, and even probably collectors. And our top on this list is our Crafty Mech test pattern generator. You've seen this thing a ton. It's absolutely essential for anyone that's working on or even testing arcade monitors. Essentially what this lets you do is you hook it up to your arcade monitor and you can test it without having to have a working game PCB hooked up to it. Like the name implies, test pattern generator, it generates a bunch of different test patterns, color bars, crosshatches, that sort of thing, for you to test and make adjustments to the color and geometry. It supports standard RGB output as well as inverted colors like for Nintendo cabinets. It supports both standard and medium resolution monitors, and it's really, really great. Made by Crafty Mech, who is a huge asset to the arcade community, and yeah, should be in the toolbox for anyone that ever works on arcade monitors or even just tests them. You want to make sure you get the cables for it as well. Several different retailers sell the TPG. I got mine from Mike's Arcade. I really like the set of cables that Mike provides. So these work for both normal RGB input and for the different Nintendo connector. So make sure you get the cables as well. I've got a little case for mine, and yeah, this is an awesome, awesome tool. And this is actually our first gift idea that has a special Black Friday sale. So right now, between Thursday, Thanksgiving, and Sunday, so this is a limited time offer, the TPG is going to be $10 off at 3 different retailers. So Normally this sells for $89 for just the TPG. The cables and everything are separate. It's going to be $79 on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you're probably watching this on Black Friday, so move quickly. And that sale is good at Mike's Arcade and Arcade Shop and Paradise Arcade, so be sure to check them out. And additionally, that $10 off sale also applies to Crafty Mech's other flagship product, which is the BitKit 2. This is basically an FPGA reproduction game PCB. It supports something like 100 different horizontal and vertical orientation classic games, something I've been wanting for a while, so I might be checking it out. But yeah, definitely need to have the TPG. Typically, normally $89, limited time offer, $10 off. And the TPG cables that I got from Mike's Arcade, these are $24. So that is the top gift idea on our essential tools list. Our next category is 5 tools that are new to me over the past year. So these are 5 tools that I grabbed over the past year, and I've really enjoyed using them, and I've found them to be super useful. And the first one you've actually already been staring at for the past couple of minutes. It's this blue thing here. It's an 18 by 30 soldering mat, tons of room to do work and rework and working on PCBs, soldering, whatever you're doing. It's made out of silicone, it's heat resistant. You can see a little bit of scorching here, but for the most part, this is gonna protect your workbench. It's gonna protect what you're working on, keeping things nice and clean. You know, I used to have a much smaller one with different pockets and stuff, but I felt like it was very restrictive. I often had, you know, boards or whatever that I was working on that were way too big than my old mat. And then I ended up leaving that soldering mat behind at my buddy Mark's house. But so I got this new one and it's great. It's huge, it's flat, ton of workspace, covers almost my whole workbench here with a little bit of room around the periphery to put different tools and stuff. So absolutely love it. $44 on Amazon, and again, something that, you know, even though it's new, I think it really should be an essential tool for anyone working on this kind of stuff. All right, we're back in the Basement Arcade, and our next category is 5 of my favorite vendors in this hobby. And like I said, I'm worried about the clapback that I might get in the comments section for this list. You know, I'm worried about people being, you know, ticked off that I'm not including their favorite place. And, you know, quick disclaimer, just because I don't list a vendor here doesn't mean I don't shop from them, doesn't mean I don't buy things from them. I'm just going with the 5 that I tend to go to the most. These are my go-to places that I buy stuff from all the time. And the first one on this list should be, no surprise at all, arcadepartsandrepair.com. Peter is another tremendous asset to everyone in this hobby. Virtually, I think absolutely every single machine that I have has parts from Peter from arcadepartsandrepair.com. I buy, you know, all of my cap kits, my flybacks, you know, virtually all of my electronic components and lots of other tools and parts and things like that. I get them from Peter at arcadepartsandrepair.com. He's got almost anything. He's super helpful. He's got great information in the descriptions of his item listings. He's constantly working on adding new things, working with different manufacturers overseas to get new flybacks built, that sort of thing. And Peter is just awesome. I know he's super busy all the time, so I somewhat feel a little bit bad sending more business his way, and he definitely doesn't pay me for any of this sort of stuff. I am just a huge, loyal, satisfied customer of his shop, and I would be totally lost without him. So please, you know, my go-to place and your first go-to place for this kind of stuff should be arcadepartsandrepair.com. Our next category is 5 of my favorite reproduction arcade parts makers. Now, I try to keep things as original as possible out here when I work on these games, which means I try to use original parts whenever possible, but often they're missing or completely unavailable, so a reproduction part is often the next best thing. I actually use quite a few different reproduction parts in my Joust restoration series, if you watch those videos. And so the first reproduction part maker we're going to talk about is Charles Klein. So Charles makes a couple of different types of reproduction parts, including reproduction wiring harnesses and low voltage upgrade kits for the 6100 monitor. And in my Joust, I used his Williams transformer wiring, his upgraded Williams transformer wiring, which is even better than the original. He has a dual wire setup and it's really, really great. And his wiring harnesses are super, super high quality, the highest quality wiring, and he goes to painstaking detail, which really is compatible with my OCD, where he makes sure he's using the exact same wire color that the original manufacturer used and that you'll find in the wiring schematic. So it's the exact same color, and he goes to great lengths to source wire from lots of secret sources to make sure that he's using the exact correct wiring color. And Charles also has a great deal going on right now. So it's for his 6100 low voltage upgrade kit. So not something that I've got in my Joust, but something that I could probably use in the color vector monitor in my Tempest, which is a Wells Gardner 6100. So the deal that Charles has going on right now is he's selling 2 of those low voltage upgrade kits for $40. They're regularly $25 each. So if you buy 2 of them right now, you'll get them for $40 instead of $50. Now that's limited to the first 20 orders that take advantage of this deal in November. I'll provide a link in the video description down below to find out all the details that Charles posted on Clove. But yeah, you can get 2 of his low voltage upgrade kits for the Wells Gardner 6100, 2 for $40. They're regularly $25 each. Again, that's limited to the first 20 orders in November. So don't wait, take advantage of that right now. Okay, the next list is the top 5 tools on my wish list. So again, these are tools that I don't have, but I'm very jealous of other people who do have them. And I'm asking Santa Claus for these this year, but they're probably a bit of a pipe dream because some of these are very hard to find, very expensive, that sort of thing. So the first is a Fluke 9010A. Yep, I know what you're thinking, big bucks. These go for about $1,000 or more on eBay. And basically, this is a tool from back in the day that can help you troubleshoot and diagnose problems with all kinds of different classic electronics. I really don't understand how they work, but they can test ROMs and ICs and RAM and all kinds of stuff. A very, very, very comprehensive, elaborate tool. There's different modules for it that work with different types of systems, different processors. I haven't learned how to use them yet because I haven't had one, but I watch a lot of videos of other people who do far more advanced repairs than me, working on very, very tricky PCBs, that sort of thing. And I'm always jealous when I see a Fluke 9010A. So if I hit the lottery one day or just happen to luck into one, I'd love to have one of those tools and add them to my workbench. Our next category is a fun one. 5 great places to find arcade apparel. So if you're like me, you like to represent to the outside world, to regular people out there, that you love arcade games. And so I'm constantly trying to wear, different t-shirts and hoodies and hats and whatever that tell people that I love arcade games and all things related to arcades. And there's a couple places to go to find, t-shirts and hats and whatever for that. First is my own merchandise shop, right? So if you go to the Overtime Arcade merchandise shop, you'll find links to that below. We've got all kinds of different, t-shirts and hats and that sort of thing. Lots of logo wear, but some other stuff too. I'm trying to be creative and not just, have my logo on stuff. I'm actually wearing one right now. We'll see if I can show it to you. This is my famous Geo 7 Polarity Air. It's printed on the front and back, kind of fun. If you've ever worked on a Geo 7, done a cap kit, you know that the polarity on the silk screen on the chassis PCB is wrong, right? It's correct on one side and not on the other. So I've got the error on the front and back, sort of a fun little thing. So that's been available for a while. You can find all kinds of different hats and t-shirts and stuff on my merchandise shop. I've also done something new, just released, call it my winter collection. I've added a knit cap, I've added a hoodie, and I've added a coffee mug. So, new things, in this winter collection. So with that hat and that hoodie and that mug, you can kind of keep yourself nice and cozy on those cold winter days out in the garage working on stuff. The knit cap and hoodie will keep you warm, as will a hot cup of coffee or hot chocolate. So check that out if you're interested. I'm trying to expand my offerings, and if there's something that you're interested in that you're not seeing, give me a shout out. Let me know. I'm happy to add new stuff. They have all these different options, and if there's something that you want that you don't see, let me know. I can try to put a logo or some other kind of cool decoration on it. And this is our next discount Big Black Friday sale going on right now. Only on the Overtime Arcade merchandise shop. I've got everything for 30% off today only. That's right. Only on November 24th, 2023, the Overtime Arcade merchandise shop for Black Friday this year. Everything is 30% off. I think it's the best sale I've ever seen. You know, the merchandise supplier that I work with kind of controls the sort of sales and whatever, but gives me lots of great options. This is the biggest one that I've seen. Everything today only, 30% off. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Find all the details on my merchandise shop. And yeah, this is a really, really awesome deal. Whether you're looking to, you know, score that new winter collection or one of my classics, 30% off today only. But that's not my only sale. So that's the best one. But if you missed out on this one, maybe you're watching this video later, I've also got another sale coming up. This one's going to run from November 27th to December 3rd, and it's going to be 15% off plus free shipping. So depending on what you're buying, if you're only buying one thing, you might actually end up saving more money with this sale. Obviously, if you're going to buy a lot of stuff, which, hey, would be great, you know, very cool. You know, 30% off multiple items is a better deal, but 15% off one item with free shipping. Again, November 27th to December 3rd. So 2 sales, 30% off everything today, Black Friday, Friday, November 24th, 2023, 30% off everything. And then the sale that's coming up in a few days, November 27th to November 3rd, 15% off everything and free shipping. So either way you go, you're going to get a great deal. And our last category is 5 great places to buy arcade memorabilia and stocking stuffers, right? So we're always looking for little trinkets, different things like that, you know, related to arcade games, fun stuff. And there's a couple cool places you can go to still get stuff like that. Now, first I'm going to start with Brandon's eBay store. So Brandon, who goes by a couple of different names, Brandon's his real name. On Clov, he goes by Advan S13. He also goes by Deckard in other places. He does a Twitch channel, Twitch streaming under Offworld Arcade, and he puts the videos on YouTube afterwards. And his eBay shop is called 6502, named after, you know, the CPU. And yeah, he's got a great selection of t-shirts and stickers and mugs and coasters and other things like that. You know, lots of different designs, different manufacturers, different games, whatever. So great way to get lots of different types of options, you know, not just, you know, merchandise from somebody's YouTube channel, but lots of different sort of like cool retro designs. Definitely check it out. And exclusively for Overtime Arcade viewers, he's got a great deal going on, a sale going on. He's got 15% off everything in his shop with code Overtime Arcade, one word, Overtime Arcade, one word. That sale is good through November 26th, so limited time offer to get 15% off everything in Brandon's, you know, shop on eBay. We had him recently on the Coin Jam podcast that I do, you know, talking about, you know, his experience in podcasting before and the Twitch channel that he recently started, his career as a collector and restorationist. So yeah, definitely want to give Brandon some support. Go check out his eBay store, see if he's got something cool, you know, for that game or manufacturer that you love. T-shirts, stickers, mugs, coasters, other stuff too. 15% off, limited time deal. You've got to use code Overtime Arcade. It's good through November 26th. Definitely check it out. And as promised, I've got a bonus idea for you here at the very end of this video. So if you're watching the free version, this is idea number 8. If you're watching the full version available only to Overtime Arcade channel members, this is the 36th gift idea in this video. And this is an Overtime Arcade channel membership. So whether you're buying it for yourself or somebody else, for $1.99 a month, you're going to get access to some really cool perks. You know, in addition to being able to see the full version of this video with all 36 gift ideas, what do you get access to? So you get access to a monthly members only live stream. We're doing one next week where we kind of hang out, talk about games, talk about what we're working on. You know, sometimes I'm in my arcade and I'm playing games live on the live stream. Sometimes I'm traveling and I'm on the road, you know, calling in from my hotel room, but it's a great time. We always have fun hanging out. You also get early access to all new videos. Now, today's video is a little bit weird, a little bit different, but my typical weekly videos get released to the public on Sunday afternoons. And Overtime Arcade channel members get early access to that, typically on Saturday, often more than 24 hours in advance. Whenever my video is done and ready, I release it immediately, exclusively to Overtime Arcade channel members. They get to watch the videos for free, you know, before it's available to the general public. You also get access to our private members-only Discord server. It's a great place to hang out and chat. It's extremely active, right? We've got 20-something channel members right now. It's really great. A ton of fun. People are talking about what they're working on, deals that they're finding, things that they're picking up, questions. We're helping each other out and just generally having a good time. So that Discord is a ton of fun. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our 3 newest Overtime Arcade channel members, a dad in Ohio, Jeff Waldron, and Arcade Maze. Guys, thank you so much for your support. It means a ton to me, and hopefully you're having a lot of fun with the perks that we offer to channel members. Again, it's just $1.99 a month. It's about 7 cents a day. It's a great way to support the channel, and you get access to some really cool perks too. And there's another extra bonus that I can't give you all the details about because, YouTube really doesn't like, giveaways being described on their platform. But if you go onto the Claw forums and search for, my thread about this video, I go by Charlie G on the Claw forums, or go onto the Overtime Arcade Twitter profile at Overtime Arcade. I've got some cool information about something that a little bonus perk that I'm offering to folks who sign up for an Overtime Arcade channel membership today only. So go there, find out more about it, and hopefully it really convinces you to take the plunge. And for just a little bit more info about what it means to become an Overtime Arcade channel member, here's a very, very special message. Every year, thousands of classic arcade machines are destroyed by rot, neglect, or abuse. Many of those that do survive suffer the humiliating fate of some pathetic multicade conversion in dung heaps like this. Poor little fella. I'm Charlie from Overtime Arcade. I've been asked if after witnessing this god-awful misery for the past 40 years, if I've finally gotten used to this. Used to this? How can any arcade enthusiast with eyes and ears and a heart get used to this? The vile odor of a nicotine-stained cabinet where hundreds of mice use the same control panel as a toilet. The heartbreaking squeak of a 4-way joystick so worn out its ball top is coming loose. The sight of a CRT monitor so tired it's too dim to see. And one with so many cold solder joints it doesn't even have the high voltage for neck glow. It's enough to make Eugene Jarvis cry. Now, we can't save them all, but with your help, we can save some, and all you have to give is $1.99 per month. That's less than 7 cents a day. Your 7 cents will help restore one of these otherwise doomed machines back into a clean and bright working arcade game. Put life-giving new capacitors into a dying little chassis. Nourishing paint onto dilapidated side art. Fresh transistors into a busted old power supply. And if you become an Overtime Arcade channel member on YouTube right now, you'll get something that's good for your heart. An assortment of exclusive channel membership perks, including early access to new videos, an invitation to our members-only Discord, a monthly members-only live stream, and so much more. Can you think of a better reason to support Overtime Arcade right now than to give some classic arcade machine another chance to spread joy and happiness again with gamers young and old? Right, Donkey Kong? And yeah, that's all I got for this video. We've covered a ton of ground, especially in the full version available, again, only to Overtime Arcade channel members. I want to thank all of you for all of the support over this past year. It's been absolutely amazing. I'm totally blown away. I can't believe that so many people enjoy this stuff as much as I enjoy doing it. And yeah, so I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Well, that about does it. I'm going to say goodbye here. Thanks for watching Overtime Arcade. As always, I'm Charlie, and I'll see you next time.
Overtime!